know we have kids, right? One of them goes to daycare. What does daycare mean? Hugely expensive fees, yes, but also disease. So that was a convoluted way of me telling you I basically had a vomiting bug for the past 3 days. Something that Catherine seemed to pick up at daycare. On the 1 day a week she goes, she happily transferred it onto me. Weight loss 2017, right? No, look, seriously, I'm a little bit concerned about it. 2 sicknesses almost identical in 2 months. Not much I can do about it. The reality of having kids at that age, I know, does seem I get to a point in fitness and my immune system becomes, and we're not in winter yet, are we? Positive, Chris, positive. Come on. There we go. Enough Suki, Chris. It's Thursday. Obviously I missed Tuesday night Heffron and I'm going to miss the race tonight, so it won't be any race footage this week. And I was planning to do it next week. Let's do it today. We're going to do a review of SRAM eTap group set. Review. Some sparkle title running along there. Cool? Okay. First off, that same little disclaimer, we paid good money. We did get a little discount, but certainly nothing like cost price or anything like that. What they tell you today is my thoughts.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so let's divide this into 3 categories. The shifting, feel, and the maintenance. So let's start with the shifting. For all intensive purposes, it's perfect. People complain that this group set is slow. I have not felt that ever. Shifting under load, no issue. It's obviously a different style of shift. There is no cable being pulled, which just means there is a different click to when you're actually going into the gear. Once you get used to that, it's perfectly fine. It's better than fine. It's just perfect.
Morning, man.
How are you? Well? Any thoughts on eTap? It does require you to engage the other side of your brain. It's a bit like when I went from the PC8 to the Wahoo. They're just as good, they're just different. They perform just as well, doing it differently. Number 2, the feel. This gets pretty subjective, right? First thoughts after, we're talking the first week, was the feel felt a bit computery. After 2-3 weeks, that feeling completely disappeared and it was actually replaced what I kind of felt was a pretty clinical, effective shift. The other part of look and feel is just simply the aesthetic. I am kind of obsessed with the aesthetic. The aesthetics on the bike is superb. I love the look of Campy Super Record. I love the look of that Dura Ace crankset. Not the new one, the old one. But this cleanliness of it, supreme aesthetic. That brings us on to number 3, maintenance. And I reckon this is where the rubber meets the road. Good and well to have a group set that works perfectly every time you roll it out of your bike shop. But what about 3 months down the track when it's just been you looking after it? That is where we find out. Battery life, much shorter. But charging it, it's like charging your phone. Getting the routine of doing on a weekly or fortnightly basis. Big part of maintenance, obviously, is how much you can do at home by yourself. After watching that 9-minute SRAM installation video, I don't feel like I have to go to Felice for any group set part maintenance. And it all makes sense to me. The derailleur adjustment, the front derailleur adjustment, the hood, pairing, the proof's been in the pudding. I haven't had to do any shifting group set adjustments at the bike shop. Can't tell you how many instructional videos of other group sets I'd watched and I could never get my head around it. I said this to you in the original review. It made more sense to me that that's how the derailleur was moved rather than a cable pull. And effectively that's meant I've been able to maintain it a lot better. So I know what you're gonna say. That is a seriously positive review. It sounds like I've basically just done a SRAM ad. I have done the cyclist thing here. I have tried and tried to find negatives. Now, there is the cost, and that is something to consider, but I'm talking purely about the performance. Is it worth that much? How long's a piece of string? But in pure performance, there's no cons. Okay, review done. Let's get home. Oh man, this is ridiculous. 130 BPM, 130 watts. Awesome, Chris. So yeah, we are still shipping out some of the old kit. Do check the website. Those sizes are real. They're not the ones that we're doing through the new factory. They're still class.
As I said when we were down in Nationals, you lose all your fluids, so you're dehydrated, you lose all your nutrients, like you're not eating anything, so you've got no energy or anything. It's all normal after some sort of gastro bout like that.
Yeah.
Shit, so even up to 2 weeks. Are you ever actually going to start training again?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of that, and also, like, I've never had 2 bouts of that.
There's so many bugs going around with all the changes of temperature.
Yeah.
and I wonder if there was some big changes of temperature leading up to Nationals. I can't quite remember, but it might be something to do with your body doesn't react well to massive changes in temperature.
That's a very interesting one, actually.
So that's all I can sort of pin it on, then. Your body isn't coping well with the changes in temperature, and you're picking up stomach bugs because of that.
Yeah. That's me done for today. This week is just going to be weird. I'm not sure how it's going to play out with the riding and with the vlogs. Sickness and the rest of it doesn't really help, and I've got a lot more of the girls and a lot more other work to do. So we'll just see. This guy's going to wait for me. You're just going to have to wait, buddy. So that'll be us today. Hopefully something tomorrow. I really want to do something based on West Head, but we'll just see. Out.